We're back. This is how we do. Do you know what? Whoever's in the chat right now. Oh, there's no one there yet. I'll ask this question once I get a couple of people. This is how we do. This is how we do. Yeah, set up now. Right, am I gonna make a quick cup of tea quickly? Oh, since I mentioned it, I might as well. Any opinions or on air conditioning engineering? So like HVAC, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of work for them, man. There. When I've been on construction sites in the past, they've had the HVAC man. Them. Obviously, I'm not saying BMS is the just air conditioning now, but yeah, you know, maybe get into BMS, so building management services. There's man that make decent money from that. When I used to be on construction sites and that, the BMS man them used to turn up, and you could just tell they were a different breed and different caliber of tradesmen. You can just tell, like these men, obviously they look like us, they wear hard hats and that, but just the way they come across, like you could just tell they're more intelligent. You could just tell they're of a higher quality and that. Them man, they will just have out their laptop and they'll be programming the building management services. I don't even understand how it works. But them man, they were on 360 a day, and this was a few years ago. So they're definitely getting that rate now, if not more. And that's just them man there. There's BMS engineers that probably on £500 a day, and they're just doing a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. So yeah, definitely getting into that. One of my brethrens, he does BMS. He actually hit me up the other day. I don't know if I responded to his last text, because I might have to get back to him still. But yeah, man, BMS, you know, it's good money, and maybe get into that instead of just air conditioning. You want to get into something like programming, yeah, where you use your brain if you're good with using a laptop and good with technology and that. They're man there that do cybersecurity and, you know, software engineering and that, big money. I know a chick called Priya. She went to Imperial College, which is like obviously near central London, South London-ish. She studied computer engineering science, got a master's at, well, I don't know if she got a master's. I know she definitely got a first class. She was super smart. Probably got a master's anyway. But yeah, she studied computer engineering science, and then she went to work for Google or Facebook. I can't remember, but all I know is she was working in Old Street near Shoreditch. So you know, if you're working for Google or Facebook and you know you've just come out of uni, if you're not on big money, you're going to be on big money. Yeah, if you've come from studying at King's College, sorry, not King's College, Imperial College. So they're definitely good fields to get into, man. Right, I'm gonna make this tea quickly. But yeah, make sure you stay locked in because I've got my notes. So yeah, I've got a good few talking points. 17, give or take. You never know. Obviously, some of them are going to kind of overlap in that, so I might not even say some of them. But it was supposed to be 10. But hey, listen, you always go over, yeah? If you need to do 10, do 12, 13. Seems like it's, yeah, it's like confirmation right there. You know what I might? We'll see. Seems like it sorted itself out. Because trust me, working in social housing, being around a lot of poor working class people, I'm working class, but I'm not poor. Being around a lot of those sorts of people, there's a lot of human nature to observe. And me, I'm a very observant person. You start to see patterns and trends, and you just realize that, yo, there's certain people like they frame their mind to think a certain way. So that's what I'll be discussing in today's stream. Yeah, give me about 5 minutes, Nadia, on TikTok. I was just basically uploading a video saying that basically when I talk about the roads, when I talk about gang life and that, if chicks come underneath those videos, especially, basically, I dropped a video talking about the Cray twins. And I was saying that, the Cray twins, you know, they might have been able to pattern up the block. They might have been able to bully people back in the day, but that was back in the day. If they was around now, they wouldn't be able to go on with their badness and that. They're just too much man, yeah? I've had girls come underneath the comment section of that video, and I'm thinking like, yo, why are you even commenting on that? This is not something that girls need to even or should be thinking about or discussing in that. And basically what I did was I related it to a video that I saw in Northumberland Park. Like last year, there was a booting that happened, yeah? Some youths from the other part of N17 have come down there and get me, man, squeezed off at them. I've gone into, so that video was on a Instagram page that I follow called Pagans Get Got. I don't expect chicks to follow that page, yeah? It's just about madness on the road, yeah? So it was on Pagans Get Got, and then a couple of weeks later, for some reason, the Shade Borough uploaded it. I don't even know why. Gone onto the Shade Borough in the comment section, I'm seeing Gyal comment underneath the video on that. Yo, the only comments I should see from Gyal them is, we need to stop gang violence or something like that. They were talking about, why is there so much man on the block? Just talking about, shut the fuck up, blood. See, that's how I know, yeah, you're of low quality. The fact that you're even leaving your footprint on those videos there, high quality women, they don't even bother. Watch those videos, and if they do, they definitely don't leave a comment or a footprint. No way. I was saying you could never find a girl that has fucking featured in the Miss World contest commenting under a video where man are talking about slapping it off, or the Cray twins, or Gas Gang versus PYG back in the day. Quality women, they're not entertained by that. Don't get it twisted. Obviously, women will find guys that are on the road or bad boys and that attractive, because women are attracted to what they're attracted to and that. But what I'm saying is there's a big difference to women like finding a certain set of man attractive and then leaving their comment and their footprint under certain videos. Now, obviously, I gave Nadia a free pass saying that, if, you know, I've spoken about me back in the day and that, and she's left a comment, she's my girl. She can get with it. But I doubt I would see Nadia commenting under other videos on TikTok or Instagram where they're talking about the gang life back in the day. No way. No way. No way. Under one of my videos, maybe. But no other people's videos. No way. No way. When Tion Wayne was moving to some youths on the plane. I know Nadia was not in the comment section of that video. When, again, big up Tion Way, when he dropped some youth, yeah, there's some little rumble, rough and tumble. I don't know, I think it was in Dubai or something like that. I know Nadia was not in the comment section of that video. Yeah? Because Nadia's like a little bit of a posh girl, isn't it? So, yeah, basically what prompted me to do a video on it, basically underneath that Cray Twin video, some random chick called Jade must have been like, you man are fannies, you lot can't fight. Some nonsense in that. So obviously I started the video by saying, listen, I ain't even making this video to clap back at anyone. I don't care. You can say whatever you want, yeah, nothing gonna affect me. You can't talk shit to my face, that's different. But online, people can make these videos about me, I don't give a shit. But the fact that this girl felt the need to comment underneath a video like that, like, especially like, it's not even something that's relevant or current. You understand? These guys are dead. Man's talking about stuff from the past. Why does a chick in modern day time, in the present day, feel like she needs to comment on the Grey Twins or whatever, and about like whether or not they would pattern up the block today? Yo, you are a female. Go and watch some stupid podcast about your baby dad is fucking around with other chicks and he ain't paying child support. Why do you feel like you need to be? Why do you even feel? Let's say you know your chicks, certain chicks are masculine in that. Why do you give a shit about stuff like that? Why do you give a damn about whether or not these men will be the bad man about? Like, come on, man. So you just mark yourself out for eternity when you leave comments like that. Like, if it was something even current, then maybe not, yeah? But the fact that I'm talking about some people that ain't even alive today, whether or not they would be able to pattern up the block, yeah, and be able to claim territory and that, why do you feel as a female in the present day to even leave a comment underneath that? That shouldn't even interest you. Like, imagine me making a video talking about, yeah, man, I reckon if Mark Lambie was about, like, if Mark Lambie was 25 years old again in modern day times, I don't know if he would really be on this. I don't know. You understand? Imagine a chick come underneath a video where I'm talking about Mark Lambie. The fuck? Like, obviously, my mum knows who Mark Lambie is, yeah, because obviously he had a mad name, yeah, and my mum is 53 years old and that. But I guarantee my mum ain't gonna be underneath no comment section on fucking YouTube video talking about Mark Lambie. I promise you that, yeah. The fuck? My mum ain't no posh woman, but yo, fuck, man. Anyway, I need to upload this video. Starting the stream in a second, anyway. Man, quickly making his tea. Nadia, come down and make me a tea. Man said he's got an apprenticeship. Big up. What's what field are you working in? What, electrical, plumbing, gas? I'll be on TikTok in about 5 minutes, yeah? Computing IT, okay. Yeah, cool. So how did you even get the apprenticeship? How did it come about? Was they offering apprenticeships at your college? Did you go onto the Direct Gov website? Because I made a video and I was saying in that video, I'm sure like you can go onto the Direct Gov website. So yeah, let me know how it came about. Right, jumping on to TikTok in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If you know, you know. Right, I'm on 2.0 right now. I will be on the regular one in a minute. Oh, you're leaving, Nadia. You will be missed. Yes, man, then. That is a good question. So, Long Soldier, I'll get to you in a second, yeah? You see that Michael guy did a vid on you. Is he the black one, like in a suit? Like, no disrespect, but you know, like a bit, like, you know. Put it this way: every area has an army. In my area, I was in the army. He would not have been in the army. I mean, he might have got jacked by the army, but he wasn't in the army. Was he one of them sort of man there? You know the sort of man there, yeah, who like no disrespect to him because I know people like this. Like they're from the ends, and then when they move out of the ends, they say F the ends are. So I know certain man right now, yeah, they're from Edmonton, yeah, lived there their whole life. And when Edmonton comes up in conversation, they're like, oh, F Edmonton, it's a dump, whatever and that. All right, yeah, Edmonton is a dump, yeah? Edmonton is not no posh place in that. But why do you hate Edmonton so much? I tell you why these guys hate the end so much. Certain man, when they was coming up, between the age of 11 to 16, they had a hard, rough time in the area. They were scared. They were not a part of the 18. They were not a part of the army. So they were victims. They were sheep to the wolves and that. You see, when you're part of the 18, when you're part of the army, yo, the ends is a big playground. For me, Edmonton was just a big playground. Obviously, every now and then a few nasty wolves will come from the other side and that. And you get me, they might do something to, and then we have to go back there and that. But other than that, for the most part, it was just a big playground. But when you're not a part of the 18, when you're not a part of the army, when you're a sheep amongst a bunch of wolves, yo, every day is survival mode for you. Yeah, you don't walk down the road bopping and skipping in there. You walk down the road, your head's on a fucking swivel all day long. I know a man that I know. He was running for a bus on his estate where he lives, and some of the youths around there just saw him, stopped him, and banged him and broke his jaw. Do you think that could ever happen to me? But man didn't have no problems with no one in Edmonton. Yeah, the only times I had problems with people in Edmonton was my friends, because a man might take my little young buck's bike, yeah, and I'm like, yo, give him back. And like, nah, man, it's just a stolen bike. Nah, and we're fighting over this bike. Like, it's just dumb little things, yeah. But man was no victim to no one in my area, no way. And the time that someone did, you get me, like there was one older guy from my area. Apparently, he was known to be he must have bumped me for some. Yeah, I was trying to re-up, reload. Must have paid him like 200. These times, man was 15. He sold me grass. I caught him 2 years later, bust him up, and then my ratings went up in the end. Just from busting up one person, you know. But yeah, that's the only time man's really had any trouble from anyone and that. And these times I wasn't even on road when I was 15. Like I was doing little bits and pieces and that, but I wasn't ends repping. No one my age was doing that stuff. But I still caught him a couple years later and gave him a good fucking hiding first. Bust him up, chased him out of the alleyway. Right, let me just make this tea quickly. One sec. Right. So that guy, someone, hold on. So someone asks, you still doing mentoring? Yes. Send me a DM. Right. So someone left a good, interesting comment. They said, would you rather live an extraordinary fast but die young, or live live ordinary and slow but die very old? You guys, I beg, when you write things, just think about the grammar and that. So basically what he's trying to say is, would you rather live an extraordinary life but live a short life? Or would you rather live an ordinary life and just live to your 80, 90 years old? It depends on how short we're talking. I mean, I wouldn't want to die at 50. That's in 18 years. Yeah, I'm just getting fucking started. So I wouldn't want to die at 50. But you know, if I could live an extraordinary life and live to 60, I'd rather that than just live an ordinary life, just work my stupid 9 to 5, come home, watch JY's TV, go to sleep, wake up, and do the same bullshit next day. And live to 90 years. Oh, fuck that. Bullshit. Yeah. So yeah, I'd rather live an extraordinary life and live to maybe 60, because you know what? Is as long as you keep yourself fit and healthy and in shape, yo, that's exactly what you're going to be at 60 years old. The problem is, the reason why a lot of people get to certain ages and they're unfit and unhealthy, and that's because, you know, 30 years old is like the pivotal moment. Yeah. It's either you're going to start or continue being fit and healthy and that, or you're just on a straight decline. Because what happens when you're 30? That's when you have your kids and that, and then your life starts to slow down or becomes too routine. You're not out. I'm not saying chasing women is a good thing, but you're not out on the dating scene and that, so you're not keeping yourself in tip-top shape. So yeah, me personally, I'd rather live until I'm 60 and live an extraordinary life than live till I'm 90 years old and some boring ass ordinary life. Fuck that bullshit, man. I know it's rich from coming from me, but life is for living. Someone said you're one of the realest. Yeah, come on, man. Oh, so young boy Tion, he's doing an apprenticeship in computing and IT. He asks, what advice would you give to do well during it? Listen, just turn up to work every day on time and just give it, you know, I'm not saying 100%, yeah, because that's unrealistic to give it 100% every single day, yeah. But, you know, give it 100% every, you know, for a good period of time, or at least just give it 90% every single day. The point is, make the fucking effort, yeah. Try and learn as much as you can, yeah. That's what you want to be doing. This is a good one. My neighbor keeps throwing rubbish in my garden and denying it. When I chat to them about it, he's saying, what should he do? Yeah, so the person is denying it when they chat to them about it. I mean, hey, fam, at some point, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't happen to me. Put it this way, because they know what I'm gonna fucking do around here. Yeah, so, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of people, big up man like Dosa David, a lot of people are putting up with shit. Do you know what made me laugh? Yeah, someone the other day must have put in a comment section, are you still having trouble with your neighbors? Like, I ain't having trouble with my neighbors. I was like, oh, you think because I have to jam it on my neighbors and doing all of this stuff to my neighbors and that it means I'm having trouble. No, the reason why there is an issue is because I'm addressing it. You see, a lot of people are living in tolerance right now. A lot of people have some ratchet ass, terrible, no respect neighbors, and they do nothing about it. Me, I'm gonna address that situation, and wherever it has to go is wherever it has to go. I just hope I don't get arrested. I don't give a fuck if I have to fight everybody. There's 22 houses on my road, this little cul-de-sac. If I had to have a fight with every single person there, that's what it would fucking be. And I'll be winning all of them anyway. Yeah. So yeah, the reason why a lot of people they don't have conflict with their neighbors is because they're not addressing it. It's not because there's no problem. It's not because Jay Wise is a problematic person. No, it's because they're not addressing the situation. That's why they don't have no problem with their neighbor. Some of you lot, the issues that you have with your neighbors, if I was living in your house, there would be no issue at some point. I would have dealt with that. I would have dealt with that. Right, let me just check this one. Right, big up the man them on JY's TV 1.0. Do you know what I was gonna say? Big up Wasteman. So there's someone with the name Wasteman. Big him up because he hit me up in the comment section still. Right, what's Wasteman saying? Someone hold on, wait. So, aside from deal sourcing, what's the best method I can do on the weekends? Let's see if he's left. Why don't you create content on TikTok? What's your favorite holiday destination, big bro? I mean, Edmonton. Yeah, that's like going on holiday for me, boy. I said, this is the best version of JYs I prefer. What do you mean? What, on this shitty camera looks like it's filmed using a 3210, yeah? so, so someone said, he's trying to act hard in front of his girl. All right, then. So King A said or asked, are you still working class if you live with your parents? My friend, working class is about your upbringing. So there are middle class people who still live at their parents' house. So it's got nothing to do with your current financial situation, because you cannot upgrade yourself to middle class if you're working class. Even if you earn 100 grand a year, on paper, yeah, you might be classed as middle class, but it's not about financial, like what's in your bank account. That there's plenty of rappers that are millionaires. Do they come across working? Do they come across middle class or upper class? No. Being middle class is about how you speak, your upbringing. Most people you meet in this world, you will never know their bank balance. You can find out what job they have by asking them and that. But you will know if someone is usually middle class or upper class just by having a conversation with them. It don't matter about what clothes they wear or what cars they drive, because there's plenty of broke, poor people in council houses that wear LV, Moncler, and Gucci and that, and drive Mercedes and that. Yeah, so it's got nothing to do with your clothes or the car you drive. It's about how you come across. Furthermore, middle class people, a lot of them will dress like tramps anyway, because they have no style. Do you know why? Because they're in their own bubble. They don't care. See, this is what I'm saying. The difference between middle class people and working class, working class people are susceptible to the latest fashion and the latest trends and that. Middle class people don't give a fuck about none of that bullshit. They don't. They don't care. Now, obviously, are there going to be some middle class people that, are into fashion? Obviously, there's always anomalies and that. But for the most part, middle class people, they don't care about that stuff. They're in their own little bubble. The same way you're going to have working class people who do not give a shit about fashion or anything like that, like me. I'm not middle class. I never will be middle class. So yeah, it's got nothing to do with that. It's all about your upbringing. Did you go to private school? Did you play an instrument? Did you play football or did you play tennis? Did you go boxing or did you go swimming? How many languages can you speak, or can you only speak your native language? Did your parents go to university, or did your parents just do an MVQ, or do your parents just work at Tesco's? Where did your parents meet? So the difference between middle class and working class is this. Nadia is middle class. Her parents met at university. I'm working class. My mum met my dad at a house party on Bouncers Road in Edmonton. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Yeah? Yeah. So look, Nadia is saying she played the piano, she done cooking, tennis, swimming, she could speak 5 languages and that. I do not know how to play no instrument. Nadia taught me how to cook. I done taekwondo, which was fighting. I, just about swim, yeah. And I don't know how to speak any languages. So yeah, Nadia's middle class. She went to private school and that. I never done none of those things. So being middle class and that, working class has got nothing to do with your financial situation. It's all about your upbringing. You can be working class like me, but when I have children, they can be middle class because of their upbringing. And you can also have middle class parents. You can have parents who they come from a middle class background, but because they were in a shit financial situation at a time and they had children, those children are now working class. That can happen. Yeah. So don't think just because you come from a middle class background, now your kids are gonna be middle class. Nah. Because like I said, being working class or middle class got nothing to do with your financial situation. Yeah. You can be working class and make a lot of money and have children who are middle class, and you can be middle class and going through a rough patch, working a shitty job because you wasn't ambitious. Now your children are working class and they go to state school and they speak with slang and they eat chicken and chips. You see, when I was finishing school, I would eat chicken and chips. I guarantee you, Nadia would probably eat a cheese sandwich. Or do you know what? Nadia's parents probably said, "You don't eat out at shops. You don't eat takeaways. You come home and eat food." Yeah. Yeah. See, look, she's saying, "Oh my God, literally." I'm just running jokes. I don't sit and ask Nadia, "Did you used to eat cheese sandwiches, or did your parents tell you not to eat fast food and that?" Bro, this is yeah. Working class parents, they don't mind their kids eating fish and chips or chicken and chips or fast food and that. Middle class parents, no, don't eat any of that stuff. Oh, there's pesticides and GMO and that. They are conscious of those things. Working class parents are just glad their children can eat. Yeah? You don't think this is a fucking joke, blood. I'm telling you. Man are laughing in the comment section. I'm telling you. They're just glad that their children can eat food. If your mum used to fucking put them sausages in the oven and give that to you for dinner, yo, you know you're working class, yeah? Shit. When you have financial freedom, what do you want to do with your life? Listen, when I have financial freedom, I'ma still work. It's just I don't have to work for someone else. I don't depend on a salary. But let's say, yeah, I'm making 10 grand a month from properties. I'm not just gonna sit down and do nothing. No, I'm gonna still work on something because you need to have a purpose to fill that void in your life. We've all got a void in our life. I fill my void with my social media platform that entertains me, keeps me busy, gives me that dopamine hit. I get recognized out on the streets. Yeah. 3 days, 4 days in a row. Friday, I was in this area called King's Heath. It's like in Northampton. Some you, if you're watching now, big you up. I must have seen a car go past, yeah? It was a white Mercedes. So I see this car go past one time, but I didn't clock the registration plate. Yeah, it was just a white A-class Mercedes. I see the car go past, boom. So then afterwards, about maybe I don't know, maybe it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe it was half an hour later. I don't know. Yeah, I see a white Mercedes go past again, and I clocked the registration plate. Yeah, the car went around the corner, and within like a minute or 2 minutes, it came back. As soon as it was driving towards me, I thought, this you is a trapper, just up and down, up and down. My man's pulled up at the side of me and like, yo, man, watch your videos and that. I'm like, oh, pull over, innit? Boom, he's got out chatting to him. That was on Friday. Boom. The next day, Saturday, I'm in Tottenham, about to get my hair cut. Some random mute is coming to the shop and he's like, yo, man, watch your videos and that. He came and he shook my hand. I said, where have you come from? He's like, I'm from Hackney. I'm like, no, where have you just come from? Because he's just come out of nowhere. I reckon he saw me. He pulled up because he's like, I gotta go. My car's parked up here. It's like on a double yellow, I think, or something, didn't it? I think he literally saw me and pulled up, got out of the car quickly just to come and shake man's hand. Yeah. The next day, Sunday, which was yesterday, I'm walking to start my run. Some random person in a Mercedes, obviously. Beep, 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 beep. I'm thinking, I don't know this person from nowhere. I'm like, he must recognize me from the channel. Then today, which is the day after, I go to a tenant's house. Now, I've been to this tenant's house before. 4 years ago, when I went to this youth's yard, he was like, oh, I see your video. You made a video about Northampton and that. So I'm like, yo, 4 days in a row, man are spotting me. Like, yo, man's low-key famous out here, bro. Seriously. Anytime, it's like coming out, anytime I'm in the ends now, people see me. Yeah. And I'm not even around for long. I'm like, I'll just be out for 10 minutes. I get people come underneath the comment section and be like, yo, did I just see you run past my house yesterday? Yeah, or 2 days ago or whatever, referring to Sunday or something. I'm like, yeah, probably did. If you live in Edman, like near Jet petrol station, man, saying like, Look, South London Jules chatting shit, talking about, yeah, that's me. Yo, this youth told me that he's from Hackney. So how can it be you? If you're from Hackney, why would you make a TikTok account calling yourself South London Jules? I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible or not, but come on, what's the chances? Have you ever had issues with HMRC? Nah, I've had no issues with HMRC. I mean, I pay my taxes, you know. I pay my taxes. But one thing I had to do with HMRC, this is a classic example of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Or in my instance, not paying Peter to pay Paul. So boom. Obviously, the first house that I lived at, you know, where you lot are used to seeing me shoot my videos. I mean, it was always just a white wall behind me. Sometimes the door was open, sometimes the door was closed, sometimes the bin was in the shop, sometimes the bin wasn't in the shop. Yeah. So when I was at that house, the house next door came available for sale. Yeah, I was randomly on Zoopla, just checking. I see the estate that I live on, like the name of the estate. I'm like, right, where's this random property? Like, I was just being nosy in that. I'm like, hold on a minute, that's fucking next door. But there was no sign outside to say that it was for sale and that. So I was thinking, fuck, this is awkward, because the person that lives next door, I had to stick it on them, like blast it on them. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the people that I ran up on and beat them up. No, there was a new person that moved in, tried to come knock my door about, oh, I'm parking in their space. Yo, man, right, move your blood clot. Don't come back to this house talking about I'm parking in your parking space. Are you mad? I was going nuts. Nadia was there as well. She just shook her head like, nah, Jay, man, you handled that really wrong. Nah, not knocking this door, blood. Yeah. Anyway, the house has come for sale. I'm thinking, fuck. Like, but you know, me, I have to swallow my pride in that, yeah. So I went knocking on the guy's door. Yeah. Now remember, the last time I had an interaction with this guy, I blasted him, moving mad. Yeah, mad, yeah. So I had to knock the door now and just swallow my pride and say, listen, misunderstanding. I got a temper. I don't like people knocking on my door. Yeah. Talking about no parking space. Bullshit, yeah. So anyway, he shook my hand, cool, boom. So I'm like, yeah, basically, I want to buy the property. That's the whole reason why I went there. Yeah? Other than that, yo, we still wouldn't have spoke up to this day. If that house never came up for sale, I would not have spoke to him. So anyway, he told me the price. So I think I negotiated the price. It's like $5 off or something like that. I can't remember. So yeah, boom. Yeah, want to buy this property now. Yeah, cool. So at the time, so basically, I bought the house for like 205,000, I think. Yeah. So I had like 20 grand in my account at the time. Now, this was in September. In September of 2024, I had 20 grand in my account. But I'm anticipating that, because I know HMRC, they want 10 grand or 8 grand from me in corporation tax. I owe them 8 grand at the end of October. So really and truly, if you got 20 grand today and you know you owe a man 8 grand, you in effect got 12 grand, really and truly, yeah? So I'm like, shit, I owe them 8 grand in a month and a half, whatever. And that. Plus, I'm anticipating paying HMRC self-assessment tax 10 grand in January. So as it stands today, I got 20 grand, I owe a man 8, and I owe a next man 10. Yeah. So I'm basically 18 grand down at some point. Obviously, I'm going to be working in that time and saving, but still, what would most people do? They will think, boy, I've got 20 grand. I don't really want to be taking on a new property, knowing that I probably even going to have the money for it to put down as this deposit. Fuck it, I'll pull out of the sale. Well, that's what a normal person will do. I'm Jay Wizzy Wow, yeah? So I'm like, fuck it. Boom. So what I did was I phoned that HMRC and I said, listen, I want to pay you lot in installments. I'll pay you like 1,300 a month or something. Like, I can't remember, something like that. Yeah. This is the corporation tax. They said, all right, okay, cool. What can you give now? So like, I'll give you £1,000 now. Yeah, boom. So I gave them £1,000 now at that time. Then I'm paying like 1,300 or whatever in it for the next whatever. Cool. So these times, man's on a tight budget. Yeah. And like the maddest thing is as well, yeah. I'm at my mum's house, and my mum said, "Oh, there's a letter here from you, yeah, for you, some brown letter." I'm like, "Oh." I checked it. HMRC are saying, "Oh, you know you owe us £3,000 from like 6 months ago that you didn't pay." I'm like, "Fuck." Do you know what? Yeah, it was one of those ones, yeah. Like when you're tight for money and some mad bill comes, most people will be like, "Fuck, abort mission." Do you know what? I just laughed. I laughed. I was like, "Oh my god, this has come at the wrong time." Anyway, I paid it off. So these times, man's down to like 14 grand or something, because obviously there are other things to pay for and that. Remember, when you're going through like the mortgage process and that, the solicitor wants to see proof of funds and that. I managed to scrape enough money together to show that I've got 20 grand in my account ish. Yeah. The next thing you know, man's down to like 15 grand. Yeah? Boom. Months are going past and that. Next thing you know is January. Yeah. I'm thinking, yo, HMRC want 10 grand. These times in my account, I probably got about 20 grand because I'm still able to save up and that. What I did was in that time is I phoned up my manager and I said, listen, my manager at work, I said, listen, I got some mad bills to pay. I need to work on the weekends. Can you sort me out some weekend work? And you can bet every Friday I was on the phone like, yo, where's the work for tomorrow? Because you lot are not in. So if I don't get the work tonight, which is Friday night, I ain't gonna have no work tomorrow. And tomorrow is £500. I need that money. I need it. Yeah. So I was working weekends like 6, 7, 8 weeks straight. Man was earning big money as well. 2,400, 2,800 was the most I got paid in 1 week, you know. But other than that, I was getting paid like 2,500 a week. Yeah. I was almost shitting on the Holborn job. Yeah. So now I was just working them Saturdays and whatever and that. And then obviously January's come now. I'm anticipating owing them like 10 grand for self-assessment corporation, self-assessment tax, personal tax. But it was actually 5 grand, which lifted a little bit of weight off my shoulders and that. And yeah, literally, like I said, like I was just basically not paying Peter to pay Paul. With HMRC, because I owed them 5 grand, I said, listen, I ain't got the money right now to pay in full, but I can pay you 1,500 a month for the next 4 months. Can we do that? And they said, yeah. And that's how I was able to buy the next house. Most people, if in September they got 20 grand and they want to use that to put down as a deposit for a property, and then you know, they know that they got some big tax bills coming up, not local 1, 2 grand. No, they got to pay 8 grand and they're anticipating 10 grand. They'll say abort mission. Now, JOYs will find a way to make that fucking work. As long as I've got enough time. Now, obviously, if they say, oh yeah, you need to pay us 18 grand next month, and I've only got 20 grand this month, well, it's not going to work. But if I've got enough time, I will find a way. Yeah. This is the difference between me and other people. Other people would have been like, no, fuck this bullshit, man. It's too risky. I'm gonna take that risk. Yeah. And then people will sit there scratching their head like, oh, how comes this guy's got so much properties? Because I'm willing to take those risks. I guarantee you, if you lined up 1,000 people that was in my position, they would say, nah. And the thing is, I didn't even need to buy that property. I just bought it strictly out of ego. I want that house. Yeah. That's the only reason why I bought that property. If that property wasn't next door and it was number 47, 4 blocks down, I would have left it. I wouldn't have given a fuck. But because it was next door, I want that house. Yeah, I'm getting that house. And the way that guy did fucking mess me around as well, boy. So Kano is asking what else am I live on? So I'm live on 2.0 and YouTube. I always like to do 2 things at once. When I do my paperwork, I will react to a video at the same time. Let's say that video is a 1-hour video. Yeah. Usually a reaction will add 20 minutes to a 1 hour video, let's say. Now, because I'm doing paperwork and that, like my paperwork could take me an hour, an hour and a half usually. It might take me 2 hours, but you know what? I've got a video out of it. Yeah. So me extending my paperwork time is okay because I'm getting a reaction video out of it. Yeah, Nadia says she can't multitask, you know. And basically like the myth or the not the rumor or the theory, but you understand. People say, oh, women can multitask. Apparently they can't. It's actually men that can multitask. Me, I'm good at multitasking. Yeah. Trust me. At the same time, certain things don't get done or completed, but yeah. Jay Wise, give me motivation for my last assignment due Friday. Do you want to fail? Do you want to fail? That's the only motivation you need. How are you going to feel when you fail? A man's asking me, you lot on YouTube, a man's asking me for motivation for his last assignment due on Friday. Shut down JY's TV's live. Yeah, I tell people, don't watch my videos. Listen, yo, forget listening. Yeah, don't be listening to nothing. It's you and the assignment. Yeah, because that listening, that's still taking up a little bit of energy. So turn off JY's TV. Yeah, maybe on your way to work when you can't do nothing else, because I don't expect you to be a madman walking and writing assignment. Like, Jesus Christ, I can multitask, but I ain't fucking writing no assignment when I'm walking or running. God damn. Yeah, I ain't that good. I know I'm good. I ain't that good. But yeah, turn off JY's TV. Yeah. So I might do you a favor and just block you. Yeah. Should I block him? Should I do him a favor and block him? Man said, bro, did you share the wings? Yeah, I shared them with my belly. So someone's asking me about, because obviously I put on some chicken wings in the oven just before I done this live stream. Boy, that did go down well, boy. I'm telling you, yeah, that Chicken Express in Wood Green, if I could become a shareholder, I fucking would. Big up, man, like Incognito. Oh, hold on. What did he say? Right. Jay was, imagine my old tenants are trying to sue me for 10 bucks for not putting their deposit in that scheme, but I'm going to counter suit. I'm going to have to pay 10 bucks if it goes to court. Fuck yeah, now. What do you think I should do? It's getting me mad. I mean, obviously, it's easy to think like, yeah, I'm gonna go and crash out and that. But yo, if these lot are trying to take you to court, if you smack them up, they're just gonna take you to prison. Yeah. So you're gonna have to just deal with it the legal way. But this is the thing, yeah. Like, let's say, oh yeah, you know, you're supposed to put the deposit in the tenancy deposit scheme nonsense and that. Let's say you don't. But let's say at the same time they trash the house. If you take the money, what's rightfully yours, they will still try and stitch you up. That's what I'm saying. This is why I don't give a fuck what happens to these tenants. When I hear these stories about landlords just deciding to boot out tenants and that, fuck them, blood. Fuck them. They got too much rights, these people. Too much. Jay Wise, do you think sleeping on a violation means you're mature or you're just shook? I mean, listen, I don't want no one going to jail, but at the same time, yo, it just depends, man. It just depends, innit? But at the same time, like certain violations shouldn't be happening. Like you shouldn't be going to sleep at night thinking that guy slapped me in my face. You know what I mean? You should be, if a man slap you in your face, at least slap him back or push him or something. You know what I mean? So there's certain violations and that, like, yo, you shouldn't even really be sleeping on because you know. Like me, if I lose a fight, I don't care because I know I would have gave it my best shot. You know what I mean? So I won't be losing sleep over that. Man said Jay Wise is going to be a good father. I can't lie. I wish I had a father like this. I swear. Come on, man. But no disrespect, but you have to blame your mum for not having a good father, you know, because your mum is the person that nominated that guy to reproduce and pass on his genes, you know. All right. Where should I put a lump sum of money is currently in a cash ISA? I mean, listen, I spoke about this cash ISA thing the other day, and people tried to rip me. Yeah. Big up Ms528 for the super sticker. Respect, brother. People tried to rip me and try to diss me because I said, like, yo, who the hell has got time to be putting money in a cash ISA and that? Now, listen, I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty because I can't remember any, but like, what is it? You put 4 grand in and then you get a grand out at the end of the year. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Do you know why? Because I'm not tying up 4 grand in for 4 years or whatever and that just to get £1,000. See, this just shows you the levels that certain people are at. Do you think Jeff Bezos will be putting £4,000 of his money in a cash ISA account so that he can benefit off of a grand after 4 years or 1 year? The answer is no. I'm not even going to allow you to waste one brain cell on that question. The answer is no. Do you know why? Because 4 grand is nothing to him. 4 grand is nothing to me. Don't get it twisted though. I don't want to lose that money. I don't want to gamble that money. But it's nothing to me. 4 grand, you know, that's just a few weeks' work to me. So it just shows you the levels. But obviously, if you're broke, if you ain't seen that much money in your life, yo, you're gonna think cash ISAs are just, yeah, what? Put 4 grand in, you get a grand out and that. Maybe if I put 4 grand into an account and then 1 month later I get a grand out. Yeah, that's good. But not after a year or 4 years. Fuck that. But it just shows you the levels. I told you about that youth. The youth hit me up on smoke. The youth was like 16 or 17. He's like, yo, Jay Wise, my company, they taxed me £50. The guy was going mad on the phone, £50. You know, this is on Instagram. He was going nuts because his company overtaxed him by £50. Remember I said earlier, yeah, about I had to pay 8 grand to HMRC corporation tax. Then I was anticipating another 10 grand in 2-3 months' time. It was around that time. I was literally driving back from my Argos. I picked up some beds. I remember responding to this voice note. I'm saying, big man, you're going mad over £50 getting taxed, overtaxed or whatever. And that. Yo, I need to pay HMRC 8 grand. And I ain't even vexed about it. Like, obviously, I'm anticipating it. I know it was coming for a long time and that. And I just said to him, like, it's all right, dog. You get me? You're 17 and that. Like, yo, once you get to my age and that, like £50, you're even. I would love to be getting taxed £50. You understand? I get taxed a lot more money than that. Boy. But it just shows you the levels, isn't it? I'm not bothering on fucking cash ISA account. You think Andrew Tate has a fucking cash ISA account? No way. You think Rob Moore or Samuel Lee's have a fucking cash ISA account? Yeah, them man, they might recommend cash ISA account for broke people. But man, they ain't got money. They ain't got time for no fucking cash ISA account. Listen, when you get to a certain level of wealth, you don't even trust banks. Now, I'm not saying I'm one of them people there, but I guarantee you a lot of wealthy people, they probably don't even trust banks. They probably don't, unless it's a bank like Coots. Yeah, them man, they probably don't even trust banks. I definitely don't trust them online banks. I'm not putting 40, 50 grand in fucking Monzo, Bonzo, or fucking Tide. No way. Like I said to you lot before in the past, I'm not putting my money in no online account where they ain't got a physical shop. Because if something goes wrong, I need to be able to go to a physical shop and run up in a place and make up noise like some mad black man. And if that ain't the case, then I ain't putting my money in no fucking no bank like that. Yeah, a couple grand in that, no big money. But yeah, big up yourself for securing the apprenticeship. Yeah. Right. Let me see what Ms528 said. Yo, Jay, I have a big family ever since I've started earning good money. Now I see a lot of jealousy, so I've taken your advice to heart. It truly better distances from the so-called family. Yeah, listen, when you start to level up, you're going to have to drop some people out. That's it. When you level up, people will get dropped out. they will drop themselves out of your life, yeah, or they will drop you out, or you will drop them out, whatever way, yeah. What I'm saying is, if you start to level up exponentially, big up Lewis, yeah. If you start to level up exponentially, if you know 50 people or 20 people, at some point, that 50 is going to go down to 45, and that 20 is going to go down to 18 or 17. I promise you, I guarantee you. You might not even notice it. You will notice in a year and a half, like, bro, I ain't heard from this person for like 8, 9, 10 months, a year. They've dropped you out because they don't like the fact that you've grown as a person. This is just like a natural human thing. The human brain, the human mind cannot contemplate growth, because where you are today is where you must be in 10 years. We've all had this, even on a silly little level. We've gone to a barbecue at age 25 or age 20. We ain't seen a family member for 10 years. So the last time you saw this family member, you was 10 years old. You're now 20 years old. When they see that, wow, you've got so big. You're only 5'9", 5'10". I expected you to be down here. Where they saw you 10 years ago is where they expect to see you 10 years later. If people can be that stupid to think that where you was when you was 10 years old is where you're going to be at 20 years old in terms of height and physical growth and stature and that, how can you not think that human beings ain't going to think a certain way when they see you growing and outgrowing them and leaving them behind? Come on, man. Big up Shane. So what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to go through these notes in a minute. That's what the whole live stream is about. But I'm just going to answer this question. So someone said, yo, can you explain your job real quick? You're self-employed but work full-time for a company. So, you know, I started off as an electrician, became electrical tester. I'm self-employed. So, you know, I pay corporation tax. I'm on basically a 0 hours contract, but I'm a subcontractor for like a large company. I'm their subby, yeah? So I work for them full time. Every day, the next day there's work, but I'm not their full-time PAYE employee. So therefore, I don't get sick pay, I don't get holiday pay, you know, I don't get no van that I can, I mean, maybe some companies you can work for them self-employed as a subcontractor, they give you a van. I doubt it, but yeah. So they don't pay me petrol, they don't pay for my van, they don't pay no tax, nothing like that. I don't get no sick pay, I don't get no annual leave. I'm not entitled to none of that stuff. No sick pay, none of this stuff. Yeah, when you're self-employed, when you're a subcontractor, you don't get sick. Your body produces its own antibiotics. You don't get sick. If I phone up my office, I've been there for 4 years. If I phone up and say I'm not well today, yo, if I tell them I'm sick, they'll be like, yo, this might be the last time we're hearing from Jay, because Jay never goes sick. There has to be something seriously wrong with Jay for him to not go to work. One time I took 2 weeks off work. They was like, whoa, what's going on? Because I don't take no time off. The only time I take time off is the mandatory 2 weeks in December for Christmas. And even then, I would work if there was work available. So that's my job in a nutshell. I said pure facts. Chat has JY's made a video about cash ISAs. Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't make the video about that, but like I must have mentioned it in a video, and then obviously I'm saying, oh, you know, cash ISA is bullshit, and that. And then you know, someone was trying to get onto me. A couple of people was like, oh, this guy's stupid in that. Yo, You earn £2 grand a month. You save £300 a month if you're lucky. Of course, a cash ISA is a booming idea to you. Yeah, but you don't see £8 grand a month from work every month from work alone. You don't see an extra 4 or 5 grand from properties. You don't. So yeah, someone that's seeing 12 grand come in their account every month, they're not bothering no fucking cash ISA and that. Especially someone that buys properties often. I bought like 3 properties in the last year and a half. Yeah, you're not gonna be tying up your 4 grand. You're just not gonna do it. You're just not gonna do it, man. But like I said, the levels are different than that. Trust me, I've been there before. I was talking about the youth that was making up noise about the getting taxed £50 and that. When I was 19, I remember when I was an apprentice, I was out with one electrician and we went to the Santander in Muswell Hill. I don't know if it's still there now. And he said, "Oh, how much money is in my current account?" He was trying to put some money in his savings account or something. He's like, "Oh, how much money is in my current account?" And the chick behind the counter said, "Oh, 5,322." And I was like, "Yo, I hit on my bridge in Heat, man. Yeah, pick up Heat, man." I was like, "Yo," I think I went and saw him that day. I was like, "Yo, do you know this guy that I work with? Yeah, he's just got 5 grand lying around in his current account." We was like, "Yo," because obviously us lot are young then. We're not working jobs where we're making big money. Like, yo, I thought the guy was balling. Now, nothing. I mean, the man said, "No disrespect, yeah, but where's the proof that you're raking 10 to 12 grand a month?" I mean, I did upload a video where obviously my self-assessment is like 74 grand or something like that. Now, obviously, that ain't 10 to 12, but like, yo, come on, man. I didn't say I'm saving 10 to 12. I'm saying like 10 to 12 grand is coming into my account every month. I need bread ASAP. How? Get to work. Get to work. Shane said, "I've missed out so much. P being PAYE, could have been earning more being a contractor." Yeah. I'm telling you, these grapes are the fucking best. Listen, you man go to the Asda in Edmonton Green and get the red seedless grapes. They are the fucking best. Don't get the black grapes, yeah? Get the red seedless grapes, her blood clot. Right, someone asked, "Bro, should I buy a flat or a property in Northampton?" I think I should buy a property. I mean, I think he's trying to ask, should he buy a flat or a house? If you can afford to buy a house, buy a house. If you can only afford to buy a flat, just buy a flat. Look at it this way, yeah, like, let's say, yeah, you've got the money for a flat. If it would only take you an extra 6 months, let's say, yeah, to save up money to buy a house, then wait the 6 months and buy the house. If it's going to take you like a year and a half, 2 years to buy the house because you need to save up some more, then just buy the flat. Buy the flat and then start off from zero and work your way up. Don't be sitting there for 2 years saving up to just buy the house. It's up to you, but that's what I would do. Man's on the woke fight. Big up BTNS. Can you be an electrician if you don't have good grades? Yeah, of course. Listen, you can start an electrical course with no GCSEs. You can effectively just learn how to count and spell at, age 10 sort of level. As long as you can maintain that, yeah, at age 10 or let's say 12 level, you can go to college. You could, I'm not saying you should do this, but you could fuck about in school until it's time to go college, 16, 17, and just do do electrical course. So you don't need any GCSEs to start an electrical course. And then you can go on to be earning 250, 300, 200 pounds a day. Right. The main part of the video now. What man said, what age are you planning on buying a Ferrari? I mean, I don't know. But at the same time, like Andrew Tate said the other day in the video I was watching, no one gives a fuck about the 50 or 60-year-old that's driving a Ferrari. I mean, people will rate, but yo, it's better to drive the Ferrari when you're 25. Now I'm past that, so I can't go back in time. So it's better to be driving a Ferrari at 32, 35 than rather than fucking, 55, 60 years old. And don't get it twisted though. There was a white guy I saw the other day in a McLaren. Some guy stopped him in the street. He's in his McLaren. Some guy just in some, I don't know where the fuck he was in. Yeah. And he's like, yo, man, that car's sick and that. So man will rate it. And this guy, he looks like he's 55. He ain't 55 with a full head of hair. He's fucking bald. He looks like he's 55. How much did you spend max on the first car? 2 grand? 1,500? That's how much I spent. I spent 1,700 on my first car. And I would still have it to this day, but some Bulgarian guy wrote off my car. I had one thing that used to live on Holloway Road. Dropped her off, going down fucking Seven Sisters Road. It's like a 3-lane one-way road. Some guy must have thought he was in Bulgaria. Didn't check his right-hand side. Yeah. Boom! Just wrote off my car. If I was on my motorbike, yo, that I would have been in problems. Because he literally, like, he just went straight into me. Like, no looking. It's almost as if I wasn't there. Yeah. He didn't even like, yo, bam, just went straight into me. But that 2004 Honda Civic, I would still be driving that now if that guy didn't write off my car. I don't give a fuck about driving a Mercedes or whatever. And I'm just going to get something wild. How quick can I become an electrical tester and not a fully qualified electrician? I don't know. See, I met someone who actually was an electrical tester without being a qualified electrician. That's what he told me. I found that very odd, but I don't know. I don't know if you become an electrical tester without being an electrician. Stop trying to skip steps. Stop trying to do it quickly as well. Stop being lazy, man. At some point, you're going to have to sit down in the classroom for 3 to 5 years, and then you're going to have to work some bullshit job at some point. A man said, I saw you bashing in Edmonton the other day. Unacceptable behavior. What, you actually saw that? See, fucking hell, like, I can't go nowhere and do nothing without anyone. Like, yo, I actually went into the alleyway at 2 in the morning. I looked around, get me, I had my head on the swivel. I didn't even think anyone was about. Like, yo, it's true what they say, the streets is always watching. Even at 2 in the morning, in the alleyway, with your trousers down by your ankle, standing on your tiptoes, yeah? The streets is always watching. Fucking hell, man. Damn. I might have to go in my mum's loft the next time. I have to go in my car. Big up Lano J. Right. Let me see. Hold on. No more comments, you lot, because I'm supposed to get into the meat of this live stream. I said, what phone you got? I don't even know. Some Japanese or some Korean high tech or something. I don't know. Some shit phone. But I'm going to upgrade too. Yeah? Right. What is the title of this video? Oh, okay. What I have observed being around working class / poor poor people. So in no particular order, I've managed to write down about 17 points. Some of them will overlap, so it might not be a straight 17, it might be, you know, less than that. But in no real particular order, there was one that I wanted to go first than that. I can't remember which one it was, because it wasn't the first one that I wrote down. But yeah, I'll just start with number one anyway. There was one that I actually wanted to talk about first, but anyway. Now, let me try and find it because I don't want it to overlap so soon. Hold on. I think it might be this one. Anyway, doesn't really matter anyway. So, as you know, I've heard me say before, every life mistake, every bad decision that could have been made, you can find the result of that in a council house. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, getting brewed up by the wrong man, going in and out of jail. Now, I ain't no saint. I've been to prison one time, but in and out of jail, dropping out of university, dropping out of college, dropping out of school, not going to school. All of those bad life decisions, you can find that in the council house. Literally. On the flip side, in a mansion, you can find every good life decision. Man that's gone university to become a dentist. Man that's some high-flying chartered accountant that started his own business. Some electrician that started his own business, because you're not going to become rich just being an electrician. You're not going to become rich just doing a regular 9 to 5. You know, even some crypto guy, even some Bitcoin guy, a man that started his own business, a property mogul. You can find those people in a 7-bedroom mansion with a pool at the front, pool at the back, a Bentley in the garage, and an R1 Big Bang. Okay? So every bad life decision, whatever you can think of, gambling, whatever nonsense, yeah, you can find that if you look hard enough, if you ask enough questions, you can find that in a council house. So that's just what I've observed about poor people and working class people. And don't know if I wrote this down. No, I didn't. 99.9%, because I have to say 99.9% because the all police will get involved. Well, I know this one person. 99.9% of people who live in council houses are poor and working class. Yeah? Except for that one middle class person that fucked things up. I'm not talking about them. Because I know the all police love to get involved in that and tell me about this one person that they know. No one gives a shit about that one person that you know. Exceptions don't make the rule. Don't disprove the rule. Right, so let me cross this out. See how long it will take me to get through all of these. Someone said you should call in Dave Ramsey, Debt and Mortgages. Nah, man. Right. This next one's gonna be a good. Actually, nah. Right. Poor people and working class people, they have an abundance of time. Obviously, I've told you a lot about this before. I went to one woman's house, and the house is really nice. You can tell this woman has some real good design, interior design idea skills. Yeah. And she said, yeah, you wanted to see the property before when I first got it. It was disgusting. I called up about 12 or 15 of her friends, she said, and they literally just decorated the whole house in almost a day. Yeah. And I just thought to myself immediately, well, you must have a lot of poor friends, because how the hell have your friends got enough time? How the hell do you even know 15 people or even 10 people who are free on a Saturday and or a Sunday to come and help you out doing painting and that? Like, don't they have their own endeavors? Yeah, aren't they enjoying their Saturday and Sunday because they've worked 14-hour days over the last 5 days, Monday to Friday, and that. Why are they not thinking like, yo, fuck helping you out? They should rather pay someone £150 to fill their spot. Yeah. So broke people, working class people, they have an abundance of time because they got nothing going on. That's why they're broke. It's funny that, isn't it? A lot of people who have money and are not struggling, who are financially free, they don't have that much time. But the people then who are the most broke, the people who are struggling the most, they have an abundance of time. Do you know why? It's a very simple equation. They're not using their spare time to even try to generate some money because you're not going to get paid straight away. So you work in 9 to 5 and then you use your spare time to generate some more money. This is going to lead to me generating some more money. I don't give a fuck if this current clip that you're seeing right now, I'm talking like in the future now, I don't care if this current clip that you're watching on TikTok only gives me £1. Yo, that's £1 more than I had before. That's £1 more than you lot are going to get watching this video right now. Yeah. So I use my spare time to generate money. You don't think I'm just here rambling on for the fun of it. No, I'm not these idiots on TikTok that do live streams from their bed or live streams in the kitchen whilst they're stirring their porridge and that. No. Every live stream I do, that is getting recorded so that I can cut it up and use it for content. Yeah. When big up Exponential Lewis, when I went to his property and he recorded, that was a 29-minute video. I got at least 10 clips, maybe 12 clips out of that. Yo, man was earning money from those clips, even if it was a couple of pounds per clip. Yeah, because the money takes time to build up and that. Yo, that is giving me more money than I had before. And that's how you got to think. It's not about trying to earn big lumps of money at one time. Yeah, you're not a robber. Yeah, it's all about making little tiny bits of money at the same time, but having a lot of it coming at the same time. That's, yeah, a lot of people who are rich and successful entrepreneurs, financially free people and that, they don't just have one stream of income. They have lots of different streams of income. Now, all of those incomes, like on their own, might not be that much to make them financially free on their own, but all of them together, that's why they're financially free. So, yeah, that's it. So, broke people, they have a lot. They have an abundance of time. But I'll just do this next one. A lot of poor people, a lot of working class people, they focus on saving money instead of investing money. So the difference between, rich people / entrepreneurs and poor people find new ways to save money. Rich people, entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call them, wealthy people and that, they find new ways to invest their money to bring back some more money. Poor people, like, they have like a sort of like a squirrel sort of ideology. Yeah, they want to take their grapes and save them, yeah, for a rainy day and that. Rich people, entrepreneurs, people want to be financially free, whatever you want to call them and that, they think of, all right, how can I make these grapes? How can I make this money earn me more money? So you don't want to have the mindset of trying to save. I'm not trying to save money. I'm trying to find ways to make more money. Because you're not going to save your way to a Ferrari. It's impossible. It's impossible. Listen, you would literally have to work a job paying you 30 grand a year and not spend a penny, not get taxed, and save every single penny of your 30 grand a year job for what? 5 years to get 150 grand to maybe buy a bottom of the range brand new Ferrari. 5 years of not spending a single penny. You would have to walk to work. You would have to not have a phone. You would have to not go out anywhere. You would have to not drink, not eat. It is impossible to not spend a penny. You'd have to do that for 5 years straight and not get taxed, which is impossible. This government is going to tax you. You don't earn under 12,500 or whatever the minimum threshold is. You would have to earn all that money, not spend a penny, to then just dump that lump sum on a Ferrari, and then what? How are you going to afford the running costs of it? Remember, you got insurance, petrol, just general maintenance. So if you want a Ferrari, don't think about saving your way to a Ferrari. Obviously, you can think about, okay, I'm going to put some money aside so I can put down a deposit for Ferrari, whatever. But you're not going to save your way to being wealthy. No way. No way. So, yeah. Poor people, working class people, they think about ways to save money. You know, rich people, entrepreneurs and that, they think about ways to invest more money to bring back some more money. Put it this way, broke people, like thinking of loans, because I was gonna say the word debt, because debt is a word that could be misinterpreted as being a bad thing. But I'll still use the word debt. You know, you got good debt and bad debt. Broke people, they would never want to take out a loan to try and like invest it into, I don't know, making some more money and that. They just stay away from loans completely. Someone put Dave Ramsey's name in this. He talks about, don't take out no loans, don't get no mortgages and that. Yeah, do you know why? Now, he ain't poor, but he's scared of debt. He's scared of loans because he fucked everything up over the last, well, I mean, not over the last few years, but some time ago, he lost everything because he was over leveraging it. You can't be afraid of loans, man. You got to use loans and you got to use debt to your advantage. The reason why I've got 6 properties, okay, I'm £800,000 worth of debt, but I've got a £1 million property portfolio. It's because I took advantage of debt. I took advantage of taking out loans. I'd rather be in this position, in control of 6 properties with a combined total value of £1 million, than, okay, I have 20 grand in the bank, but I have no debt. Fuck that. I'll give me the debt any day. Give me the £1 million property portfolio and be £800,000 worth of being £800,000 worth of debt, rather than just sitting on even 50 grand in cash, but no property, nothing. Fuck that. What's 50 grand in cash gonna do? Nothing. Because if you spend it, now you ain't got nothing. I don't give a fuck about having large wads of cash in my bank account. Listen, when you become rich and wealthy enough and important enough, if you need 200 grand in cash, like I said, when you become rich enough, wealthy enough, important enough, and you know the right people, don't get it twisted. It's not about kissing ass. It's not what you know, who you know. What I'm saying is you will know people that will lend you that 200 grand if you really need that 200 grand. You don't think Donald Trump can't go to one of his brethren for 10 mil? You think Jeff Bezos don't know a couple of people that will lend him 500 mil? Come on. You know why? Because he's important. Yeah, because he's worth a lot of money. Right. So I've done 4 so far. Got 13 more. 10 hours later, still on a live stream. Right, let's see. Let's check the comments. Big up Tamu or Tama. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name properly. I actually done a mentoring session. Tamu, tell them about the mentoring session, rude boy. Yeah, this is his words. Whatever he says right now, yeah? Give your honest opinion about the mentoring session. Whatever he says, yeah, is what he said. Doesn't matter. If he's still in the street. Someone said, what car you got? Got a Honda Civic. Type S. Type shit. Nothing on that car works. See? Best £60 you will ever spend. I never made him say this. I said, say whatever you want to say. Yeah? Better than spending any £60 on any girl. I mean, you can't even get a pair of trainers for £60 nowadays anyway. This is coming out of his mouth. Yeah? I've had it before. Done a mentoring session with a youth. He hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. Yo, that was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought like, yeah, it was going to be an okay mentor. It's like, yo, that was better than I thought it was going to be. Best £60 I ever spent. I even done a screenshot and put it on my TikTok a while back. So yeah, testimonies. Because that's the thing. You're like, obviously, I'm just giving out like, just talking like off the top of my head in these videos that you lot see and that. But when I speak to people and I get to see their own personal situation and that, like then I can tailor my, knowledge onto them. And I don't tell everyone the same thing. If a man come to me, I think this wasn't in a mentoring session, but this was like someone just left a comment and they was talking about, yo, I've been kicked out of my mum's house and I'm currently working in Tesco's and that. Yeah. Blood, I'm not telling yo, just get an apprenticeship. Yo, you need to work as much hours as possible at that job so you can figure some shit out. I'm not gonna say get an apprenticeship. Nah. Man's fucking homeless or something like that, working at Tesco's. But yeah, just get an apprenticeship and work for £5 an hour. Oh, my fucking advice is sensible, man. Realistic. Yeah, so Shane said it'd say 10 grand max in your account and invest the rest. Yeah, 5 to 10 grand. Don't listen to all these people on the internet that say, you need 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses saved up. So let's say, yeah, all your bills, everything, you need 2 grand a month. Well, they're saying 6 to 12 months. So 6 months times 12 times 2 is 12. And 12 times 2 is 24. So they're saying that you need between 12 to 24 grand saved up for a rainy day. Fuck that bullshit. Have a good credit score. That will get you out of trouble. Have a good credit score. You can go and take out a 10 grand loan from Tesco's. Yeah? If you're that desperate. You don't need no fucking 24 grand or 12 grand saved up. Obviously, in the time of need and that, it will come in handy, but no, you don't. Right, next one. Poor people and working class people, they make other people's problems their problem. So a lot of people who have an abundance of time, which are usually people who are broke and poor, to fill their void, what they want to do is they want to go and fix other people's problems. They want to take on other people's problems. Instead of saying to themselves, you know what? I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm struggling financially, I don't have nothing that I want, I'm not living the life that I want to live. And by that, I mean, if they died and came back to life, would they want to be living that reality? The answer is fucking no. They may still want to look like themselves, but they wouldn't want to live that reality. No way. Instead of using their free time to invest their time wisely in that, they would rather go and take on other people's problems. It could be anything, any old nonsense. Or they could be taking up activities that are just complete bullshit, going around litter picking. People say, they're just doing it to, look after the community. No. I find that hard to believe because I guarantee you, these same litter pickers, if Camelot, the lottery company, granted them 25 million, they had enough money to buy 6 Rolls Royces, fly on private jets, go on 6-month cruises, eat fucking 2 grand breakfasts with their brethren at brunch. You think they'll be litter picking? The answer's no. So they're doing it because they're broke, and they're doing it because they've got a lot of free time because they have nothing going on in their life. This is why I'm the wise man. It's not because I read the encyclopedia in my sleep. I just think of alternative realities, and I think to myself, if this person was truly rich, would they be litter picking? The answer's no. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it once a year to give back to the community. Yeah, they could do that. There's plenty of millionaires that do charity work. But every week, I see the same people driving out all the time. I see them with their purple bags. Well, the stream is frozen. I see these people all the time driving around with their purple bags, picking up litter and that. I know why. They ain't got no purpose. They ain't got no purpose. I see them. I'm in the Facebook group for this local area, and they're taking pictures of the litter that they picked up. Or they're taking pictures of, I just cleared this area last week, now there's more rubbish. Angry face and that. They're trying to get a dopamine hit from the attention that they're getting on Facebook. Yo, fuck taking pictures of litter and putting it on some stupid local Northampton Facebook group. Why not just be a content creator and get some real dopamine? But obviously they have no knowledge because they haven't spent their life doing anything. So, you know, they can't teach anybody anything. So, a lot of poor people, they make other people's problem their problem. And they're just distracting themselves. Why do people want to distract themselves? So they don't have to do the things they're supposed to do. Because, you know, when you attempt to do the things you're supposed to do, you could potentially fail. You see, when you just help someone out, you know, take on someone else's problems to help, like, you know, offer a helping hand, and that, you can never fail at just offering a helping hand because it's not your task to complete. So people would rather help out other people knowing that, you know what, I can just drop this at any time. I don't have to complete this task. So South London Jules asks, Jay Wise, would you ever back your friend's beef even though you're not involved anymore? Nope. Nope. I'm not backing nobody's beef. Do you know why? Because human beings are flaky as fuck. I can't trust a human being to stay loyal to me. You could back a brethren's beef and serious beef where people are coming to, twist, you could do that, and that guy, the live stream cut out on 2.0. Oh, the battery died. You could back that beef, and 2 years later, that person stopped talking to you. Stop talking to you, and they will forget about the beef that you back. They'll forget about the beef that you back. Right, I need to log on to JY's 2.0. Fuck, the live just cut out. If I can't get onto 2.0, I will continue this stream next time. Because to be honest, I've got so many points, I ain't gonna get through all 17 of them. I'm gonna try and sign into 2.0. One sec. See, this is why it's good to have a backup phone. Would I ever grow long dreadlocks? No way. I ain't got time for that sort of maintenance, man. Nadia can do it for you. Does Nadia look black? Nadia don't know how to do hair. Oh, for fuck's sake, hold on. This thing does not want to fucking log me in, boy. Sorry, you lot. Just bear with me, yeah? Can you explain a remortgage? Yes, I can. But my phone is off. I have the equation because I always forget it. So I took a picture of it. But I'd have to explain it in another video once I can get this phone back on. Because the battery's died. Yeah, someone said real estate is lower returns, but it's a more stable investment. Yeah. Let me tell you something, yeah, right now, yeah. Now, the business guys are going to get on to me for this one. The business guys will be pissed off that I will say, you know, investing in a property is a better investment than, you know, a business. The reason why I say this, yeah, and I don't want to be biased, and I'm not, you know what, I'm not going to say it's a completely better investment because obviously it's very slow and it's never going to bring you back the returns that you're going to get as business. But what I'm saying is like, property will always outlast any business. You see on your high street right now, yeah, whatever area you've lived in, yeah, hopefully, let's say, for example, you've lived in the same area for 10 to 20 years, yeah, you've seen a lot of the shops change hands. So, you know, it used to be Texas fried chicken, now it's something else, whatever in it, yeah, that used to be this news agents, now it's something else, whatever in it. Boom. Businesses have an expiry date. It may be 1 year, it may be 5, it may be 10, it may be 20. But at some point, that business is going to shut down. The house that you're living in right now, more than likely, it was built in like the 40s, 50s, maybe 70s, maybe you're in a new build. But other than that, the majority of houses that people live in right now are like 60, 70, 80 years old. That when that, I guarantee you, yeah, the house that you live in right now, let's say it's an old house built in the 50s or the 60s and that, whatever shops, whatever businesses were set up right then and there at the same time as that house being built, which there were some set up around about that time, plus or minus a couple years and that, I guarantee all those businesses are shut down. All of them, every last one of them, except if it's a McDonald's or something like that. 99.9% of businesses that started when that house was built 60, 70 years ago, I guarantee you none of them are functioning right now. So houses will always outlive any business. Business, yeah, fast money and that. Yo, fast for a short period of time. Do you see yourself marrying Nadia? I'm not getting married to nobody. Yeah, I'm not getting married. I'm not I'm not doing this bullshit. Oh, you know, telling a girl, oh yeah, we're getting engaged. What, for her to be engaged to a girl for 5-10 years? Like I said in a video previously, I think I uploaded it to Instagram. There's chicks that look like me, yeah. They've been engaged to a man for 5-10 years. Yo, excuse me. That guy is never going to marry you, ever. Yeah. Now, are there some one-off anomaly cases where a guy's been engaged to a chick for 5 years and they get married? Yeah. But what's the chances of you being one of those anomaly one-off cases and that? What did Kevin Samuels say? R.I.P. Kevin Samuels the GOAT. If a guy proposes to you and he don't marry you within 6 months, call the wedding off or something like that. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But yeah, that's what he was basically saying. Yeah, joke thing, man. Trust me, I know women that have been engaged for 15 years. Trust me. I know women that have had a fiance for 15 years. He's never marrying you. He could live for another 150 years. He's not going to marry you. He can live for another 150 years. He can be on another. He can be on 150,000 a year. He's not going to marry you. He's just not. Jay-Wise, what do you think of the concept of heaven and hell on Judgment Day? I think the reason why, you know, they came up with heaven and hell is because they need to let you know that, you know, there's consequences and repercussions for bad behavior. If you're a good person, you go to heaven. If you're a bad person, you go to hell. So it's an incentive to behave yourself. It's an incentive to not be a bad person. Because if you're a bad person, you will go to hell. So it's a way of scaring people into obedience. It's a way of scaring people into, you know, doing the right thing. Because think about it this way, and I'm sure I was talking about this on a live stream the other day as well. If there were no consequences and repercussions for any bad behavior, why would anyone do any good? The reason why you turn up to work on time-ish is because you know your manager is going to be on your ass if you turn up late. But I guarantee you, if you turn up to work, let's say you start work at 9. If you turn up to work, you know, at 9:05 and you realize your manager ain't said nothing, okay, cool, boom, turn up at 9:05. Then a few days later, you turn up at 9:15, nothing. 9:30, nothing. 10 o'clock, nothing. 11 o'clock. At some point, you're going to be rocking up to work at 12 o'clock. Yeah, you're going to be running your little errands and then rock up to work at 12 o'clock. At some point, yeah, your attendance or your punctuality is going to be so bad, you're going to push it so far, one day, you're going to not even turn up to work. That's how bad it's going to get. Yeah, this ain't going to happen after a week of you turning up 5 minutes late, but on a long enough time scale, on a long enough period of time, those 5 minutes are going to turn into a couple of hours in that. Those few hours, one day, you're just not going to turn up to work. And what you're going to do is you're just going to have a lie on standby. You're just going to be like, oh, sorry, I forgot to call in sick. Sorry. But I guarantee you, if you didn't turn up to work for a day and no one said nothing, that day will come again. That day will come again. Because there's no consequence and repercussion. As opposed to if you turned up late to work, 3 minutes late, and your manager was on your case, yo, you wouldn't dare turn up 10 minutes late. So, yeah. No consequences, no repercussions, no one has to behave himself. Do you know Lionel from DA back in the day, yeah? You can ask him about me. That was one of the man names still. You can't, don't ask him about Jay-Wise. I mean, he probably see my thing, but just in case he hasn't, tell him my government name. He knows, man. He knows. You know what's funny, yeah? Like, man would be talking about certain things and that. And certain people like, yo, I don't. I think someone tried to run my name past a couple people and that. And they're like, yo, we don't know this guy. Yo, I did not go by. Come on, use your fucking brain. So I'll be on road doing nonsense, but my name is Jay Wise. That doesn't even make no sense. I'd better off going around calling myself Jay Stupid then. So my name's Jay Wise, but I'm on road doing nonsense. That doesn't even make no sense. So of course, people back in the day, I didn't go by the name Jay Wise. This is some new internet thing. Ask them, I tell them my government name. Ask them. Yo, he was outside. He was about. Yeah. You don't even need to ask people that I'm cool. You can ask people that I used to have beef with. You could ask certain Tottenham boys, they'll tell you, yeah, he was about. Yeah. You can even ask certain man from Wood Green, 3 up 90, big up Simeon, they'll tell you, yeah, Jay, he was about. He was out. He was outside. Yeah, but these are people from my generation. You can't ask no new youths who are currently 20 years old. They're too young. When I was 18, they were 8, 7 years old. Come on, man. What did you go by on road? I didn't have no tag name. Government name. Me, I tried tag names. They didn't stick with me. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue the talking points in another live stream because yeah, I've got like 12 more. I will drop 1 or 2 more though, innit? So right, this is one. So a lot of poor working class men, they live at their woman's house. You're not gonna find too many rich guys, too many guys who are upper class, too many guys who are doing well for themselves living at their woman's house. I mean, some people believe in 50-50 and that, whatever, innit? Cool. But like guys that have really got their own money and that their shit going for themselves, like, yo, they're just gonna do their own thing. They're not gonna live at their woman's house. As opposed to broke guys, poor guys, they will live at their woman's house. No problem. Free roof over their head, they don't give a fuck. So that's just one thing I've noticed. The men that live at their woman's house is usually poor working class men. Rich men, men that are financially stable, they don't live at their woman's house. Because at some point, the woman would have acted in a way where they think, you know, fuck this, the hell with this, I'm gonna go and get my own place, even if they're just renting. Poor working class man, they can't really afford to rent, not in the circumstances they want. They can afford to rent a room. Who the fuck wants to be in a room with some random ass, dirty ass housemates that don't even wash the bath out and that? Big up, respect. So ads123, bro, help me a lot, got me on the right path. I'm a sub to the Patreon after the live. Yeah, respect, brother, respect. Man said, I just got a parking ticket. Don't worry about no parking ticket, man. Me, I might get a fucking a speeding ticket. Blood, what day did this happen? So I was out on my bike on Saturday, yeah? So I'm on the M25. I'm coming back from, let's say, like, no, imagine I'm coming from Northampton, yeah? I'm on the M25, I'm going towards Enfield. I go past the A10 junction because I wanted to go up the road and turn around this. I wanted to go through the tunnel. I'm riding, and I'm thinking, yo, where's this speed camera? There's usually a speed camera here, innit? I was like, maybe I passed it. Yeah. Blood. I'm shifting lanes, going from maybe the middle lane to the left lane. Yo, the speed camera was, I swear it was behind a bush. Yeah. Yo, listen, the way as man's shifting from the middle lane to, because it's 3 lanes, yeah. As man's shifting from the middle lane to the left lane, As I've done a blind spot check, I seen the speed camera. Yo, the way man broke, yeah? Like, I swear even the back wheel even spun out just a tiny little bit, yeah? Yo, obviously I was doing like 70, I don't know, was I doing 76? I think I was doing about 80 something, yeah? I managed to slow it down to like 58. I'm just like, right now, even now, I'm thinking like, yo, I hope that speed camera didn't go off, yeah? Because what they've done is on the motorway, they've put all the traffic down to like 50 miles an hour right now. So if the speed camera goes off, let's say I was doing 80 on a 70 road, then you're only doing 10 miles an hour over. That's just a little bit of a slap on the wrist. You're gonna get points and a fine. But if I got caught doing 80 on a road that's been lowered to 50 miles an hour, yo, that's 30 above the speed limit. Yo, that's your license gone, you know. So I'm thinking like, yo, I have to wait 14 days. This is real talk. I'm not fucking about, you know. I'm thinking, will I get my license taken away, boy? Never know. It could happen. Could happen. Just a little bit of fun on that bike, because I've never been caught speeding on my bike. And me, I ride like a maniac. Never been caught speeding on that bike. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. If I get my license taken away, so I can't work this job, I'll find another way to make money. Yeah, man. Big up Ms528. Yeah, man. Sub to the Patreon. There's bare videos on Patreon. Man's got videos all booked up to next year and the year after that. Trust me, I've got bare videos, man. But I'm thinking like, yeah, I mean, there's a few things going in my favor. For one, maybe the speed cameras have just been shut off and they're not working. Yeah, they've actually been shut off. They just, you know, turned them off. For two, some speed cameras don't even go off. Yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah, they just don't pick you up. They actually work, but they don't pick you up. And for three, as I went through and I broke, I did check over my shoulder, and you get flashed twice. I didn't even see a second flash, and I looked. I'm sure I didn't look too late. I'm sure, because it wasn't late at night, it was during the day, it was bright. So you're not really gonna see a flash. But then again, the flash is so bright, you should be able to see it from behind. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it's pitch black outside and you get flashed, you know you got flashed. But although it was bright outside, I'm sure the flash is so bright, you could still see it even from behind you. It will light up the floor in front of you. I ain't see no flash. I think I broke in time because my reactions, I'm like a cat. My reactions are so fast. Imagine, yeah, this thing popped up. You got a flash gold. Hopefully I didn't. Yeah. The reason why I stopped doing the list is because I'm not going to be able to get through it. The live stream will go on too long. So I'm going to save it until next time. Yeah, man. Hopefully, man didn't get flashed. But yo, there's gonna be some real. Who's Edski? Yeah, someone mentioned that in the stream. I don't know no Edski. Have you ever mashed up a Fed? Nah, I mean I punched a policewoman in her head by accident, but no, I've never hurt a police officer like that. Like I ain't got beef with the police, man. Oh shit! Food dropping out my mouth. Are you saying he's Edmonton? Yeah, I don't know. It's a genuine question. How you got all these yards but such shit camera quality? I mean, obviously, I don't have nothing to prove by getting a 4K camera or anything like that. So, you know, me having a 4K camera is not gonna, you know, prove or disprove the fact that I've got properties. And I just bought this cheap one because me, I'm a cheap ass. Big up Big up Jada, what's going on? Ah, you come too late. I'm gonna be coming off in a minute. Can you talk about no? Yo, I lie. It was not him that punched me. It was he's one of my people, man. Like, fam, no, it was someone else. Some random. It was someone from the other side, man. Okay. I thought it was a band, like proper band, like boom, like you're not like retake your driving license get taken away. I didn't realize it was like a suspension. Okay. Right. So Jada said, I told you on the live the other day that men should invest in property to get a pretty girl like Nadia. I mean, I didn't have no. I mean, I had one house when I met her, so I didn't have no property portfolio. And I'm telling you right now, yeah, girls do not give a shit about man's property portfolio. Think about it this way. I look, I invited someone. Don't invite. Don't join. Girls do not give a fuck about my property portfolio. If that was the case, my inbox would be flooded with chicks. Because even if they thought, oh, he might be lying, like, yo, they would still just contact just to see if it's true or not. They don't give a fuck. They don't. You think, listen, how the fuck will girls care about my property portfolio when they're busy dating broke guys? They don't care. If you think, yeah, you need a property portfolio or a lot of money to get a girl, think again. There's more broke guys banging girls than guys with money. I'm telling you. And definitely, yeah, the guys with money are probably having to put in more work, funny enough. These chicks, they don't give a shit about if a man's got a property portfolio. Because my fucking DMs would be flooded to blood clot if that was the case. They don't give a shit. Your so your 6 properties, congrats. How much is left over after expenses? I mean, they don't make that much money in that. Obviously, properties are a long-term investment, isn't it? Right, I'm coming off in 5 minutes. See, look, you're right. When I had no license and was working part-time at Mackey's, I got more girl attention. Yeah, the only thing I will say with that is if you're working at McDonald's, you're in a place where you meet a lot of people. You know what I mean? They got a high turnover rate, so you're meeting a lot of chicks and that. If you go and work in IT for Barclays or in IT for fucking Zoopla, you're not gonna meet as much chicks as if you're working in retail because you're seeing bare people and that. So yeah, it just depends on your job as well, innit? Do I need GCSEs for level 2 electrical installation? No. A lot of colleges can let you enroll without it, but you have to just do a maths and English course. But obviously, if you're in the process of doing your GCSEs, still get good grades though. Jay, how long would you stay with an employer if you weren't going to progress up the ladder? I mean, I wouldn't really give a damn about progressing up the ladder per se. I'm about making money so that I can make investments. Because even if you progress up the ladder, okay, congratulations, you've gone from 45 to 60 grand. You ain't getting no Ferrari. You ain't getting no mansion. You ain't gonna put your kids through private tuition or private school just on 60 grand a year. You're not going to get rich working for someone else. You're going to get rich when you can find ways to make money without having to trade your time for money. And if you work for someone else, you're trading your time for money. Your time is in a certain denomination, a certain amount of money. That could be 4 grand a month, that could be 5 grand a month, that could be 10 grand a month. But your time is in a certain amount of money. Someone said, is that why you don't tell girls you're rich? I mean, I'm not rich. I've got a good property portfolio, but I'm not rich. Obviously, I've got money. You know what I mean? I've got money. Like, yo, I don't need to think about how much I'm spending. I do, because that's just me. That's why I've got money, because obviously I'm sensible with money, but I've got money. I'm a madman, yeah? I'm moaning about having to buy sofas and shit like that, yeah? And it's nothing to me. Sofa's the biggest fucking rip-off on planet Earth. How the fuck are they charging 3-4 grand for a sofa? Like, coming off in 1 minute. Those of you that said you're gonna sub to the Patreon, sub to the Patreon. Anyone, if someone subs to the Patreon, I even release a video. I'll release a video. I was thinking of getting into plumbing and heating. How much can you make fully qualified? £300-400 a day. Easy. I met a guy on these jobs in this area. This guy earns £200 a day doing 2 hours work. So he only does 2 hours work. If I found a way to earn £200 a day doing 2 hours work, then I would earn £1,000 a day doing 10 hours work. Like, these people, I don't understand these people. They're moving like a chick. A chick will find a way to make 3 grand in 5 days and think, oh, I need to work 5 days a month. No, if I can make 3 grand in 5 days, I would work 25 days and earn 15 grand. Doesn't make no sense. Right, another point from this list. A lot of poor working class people are problematic. A sign you need to get rid of this individual, you need to remove this individual from your life, is when their problems start to become your problem. It could be something as drastic as, I don't know, you got someone at your house living at your house. Let's say you're letting your homeless friend live at your house and the police are coming, or drug dealers are coming. That's craziness and that. But, you know, someone's problems becoming your problem is, you know, even, this person's car is always breaking down and they're always phoning you to come and pick them up. And they can't afford to give you no money. And you're having to lose time running after this person. That's a sign, yo, you need to get rid of that person. Yeah. People, worst case scenario, should just be neutral. They don't bring no value, but they're not a liability. That's worst case. Best case scenario, people that are in your life, they should be an asset to you. It's not about them bringing anything, but like, yo, this is a good person to know. This person is an asset to my life. This person is a good person to be around. And he's a useful individual, or she's a useful individual. You don't want someone in your life, they're a fucking liability. No way. No way. You don't want that sort of person around you as a liability. So, yeah, a sign to get rid of someone is when their problems become your problem. A sign to get rid of someone is whenever you speak to them on the phone, all they're telling you about is their financial trouble. Oh, I'm broke. Oh, I ain't got no money. Oh, I can't answer my door to anyone because the bailiffs might be coming. I don't even, this is what people do. They don't even answer, open up their letters. That's how bad it gets for some people. They don't even answer their letters, open up their letters. So a sign to get rid of certain people is when their problem or problems become your problem. Because if I do have any problems, they're not anybody else's problem. I mean, I sort out my own problems. Cross that one off the list. This one is sort of like what I mentioned before about an abundance of time, but a lot of poor working class people, they have too much time. They have too much spare hours in the day or in the evening or in the morning to sit on the phone and talk shit. Rich people, people who are doing things in their life, they don't sit on the phone for hours just chatting. No way. No way. They're too busy. How the fuck, am I going to sit on the phone and talk to people for 2 hours when I could be cutting up videos? I remember I was talking to someone that I know for an hour on the phone. They asked me, will you be free to talk in the next few days? I said, yeah, call me at this time. You see, when they called me at that time, I made sure I was sitting in my bed doing my paperwork. Because I'm not going to sit on the phone and absolutely do nothing but engage with you on the phone for an hour. Now, forget that. You need to phone me when I'm busy. Yeah, I need to be doing something. Remember I was saying to you lot earlier, yeah, I like to do 2 things at once, multitask. I will be on my tablet doing my paperwork. Yeah, then I can listen to you. But I'm not just going to be sitting there doing nothing, talking to you on the phone. No way. No way. I mean, I'll do that for like my mom or my little sister and that. But I ain't doing that for no friend or no family member. Because a lot of people, they ain't got nothing to talk about, yeah? Apart from a bunch of nonsense. I had someone phone me up the other day, yeah? My phone was off. When I switched it on, I saw a missed call. I was like, oh, this person's called me. This person never calls me. Phone them back. I don't know if they answer straight away. But anyway, I think they phoned me back after a minute, yeah? So anyway, yeah, they phoned me back. So I answered it. So I put on loudspeaker straight away. I'm like, yo, what's up? What's up? They're like, it sounds like you're busy, you know. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's up? They're like, I was just gonna ask you something, but it sounds like you're busy. I'm like, all right, then cool. This person had nothing to say. Nothing to say. Because listen, even if I think this person is busy, if I've got on the phone to them, I'm just gonna ask them what I need to ask them. Yeah? So this person had nothing constructive to say or ask. This time they spent telling me that it sounds like I'm busy, they will talk to me another time, they could have just asked the fucking thing. Unbelievable. So yeah, a lot of broke people, they have hours to sit on the phone chatting shit. I remember that my mom's got a family member. This individual, when I used to go to my mom's house on a Friday night, my mom will be sitting down and this person will phone them and this person will be chatting shit for a whole hour and a half. I'll be there. I'll be on the sofa in the living room, lying down. My mom's on the same sofa. I'm there kicking my mom, saying, get off the phone, put the phone down. Yeah. Mom's like, shh. Yeah, or mom's gestures to be like, be quiet, whatever. I'm like, mom, get off the flipping phone. I'm like, mom, I'm doing gestures, like putting the phone down and that. This person is just chatting shit. And all my mom is saying is, yeah. Let me tell you something right now, yeah? If you're talking to someone on the phone for a period of time and they're not really engaging with you, and on top of that, they're going, yeah, get off the phone. You're just talking nonsense and they're just being polite by listening to your bullshit. I ain't polite, yeah? I'm just gonna get off the fucking phone. Just gonna get off the fucking phone. There's someone called the Sperminator. That's me. Press 1 in the chat if I told you about that time I went to the the fertility clinic. I'm the Sperminator. Yeah. Man, listen. I fucking I had to go and get checked. Because, you know, I thought to myself a couple of times, like, imagine I couldn't have kids. I've been kicked to my balls too many times doing taekwondo and that, yeah? Big up for the roses. So man's gone to the fertility clinic and the average male should produce between 15, so 1.5, and 90 million. So between 1.5 and 90 million, yeah? 15 to 90 million. I just hit a modest 60 million, yeah? It took me a long time to crash out, yeah? To give a sample on that. But then I had to go somewhere else to give another sample. But this time, man crashed out this one in 1 minute. Yo, before it took me like 15 minutes, blood. Yeah? This next time, 1 minute. Bam! Blasted up the place, yeah? Yo, I think like a month later, they were telling me the results and that. Yo, I wish I had it on recording. The woman told me it was the highest she's ever seen in the clinic. The woman had been in the job for like 9-10 years. 270 million. She was laughing. She said it was a phenomenal sample. Yeah. Yeah. Man built different. Might not look it. Trust me. Man built different out here. Super genes. So someone's made a good point. So obviously I was saying that, you know, like my mom would have this family member just chatting shit on the phone for like an hour and a half. This person said, if you cut the phone off, you will lose family members. Now, I don't mean cut the phone off, but I will just shut that conversation down politely. But let's say, yeah, even if I do cut the conversation off and end the conversation politely and they don't want to talk to me, who gives a shit? Why do you want to be in contact with low value people? I don't want to be in contact with anyone that's got an hour and a half, 2 hours to chat shit. Like, it's different, yeah, if you're talking to someone on the phone and you're both engaging and you're both enjoying this conversation. But this conversation was one-sided. You're saying 1,000 words a minute, and this person's best response is, yeah, yeah, I don't want to be in contact with none. Listen, you see, when I go home to my mom, when certain people phone my mom already knows the drill already. I don't even need to tell my mom this. If they ask about me, do not tell them that I'm here. I don't want to speak to them. I'm not interested. There's no words in the English language that this damn fool on the phone can say to me that I'll be interested in listening to. Nothing whatsoever. The only time a family member phoned up and I wanted to speak to them, big up my auntie Joyce in Jamaica. She must have WhatsApp video call my mom. So I was like, yeah, give me the phone in it. Because this is my auntie in Jamaica. This is my mom's auntie, so my great auntie in that. Yeah. So I was talking to my auntie Joyce. She made me laugh. She's like, oh Jelani, when you gonna come back to Jamaica? I'm like, you know that one that you're just like, yeah, soon. But I ain't going back to Jamaica anytime soon, boy. But other than that, I ain't interested in talking to nobody. I don't even need to tell my mom. Tell them I'm not here. People have asked my mom, so how's Jelani and that? Like, my mom said, yeah, he's all right. Talking like to say I'm not there. Yeah, not interested. If I need to speak to that individual, I will phone them. So the fact that this person don't feel comfortable enough, not that it's not about being scared. What I'm saying is they don't feel like it's their place to phone me. That's why you shouldn't be talking to me. So I don't give a fuck about losing these family members. So what can they do for me? They can't do nothing for me apart from hate on man. So fuck them. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But yeah, coming off in 1 minute. We've got early start tomorrow. So. I said, what camera are you filming on? Boy, 6230, fam. Bike or car? I mean, obviously for fun, bike, but the car is more practical. If I had to give up the bike, I would, if it means keeping a car. Because fuck riding around in the rain. Listen, when it rains, I don't ride my bike. I don't ride my bike. I literally just ride the bike for fun. I don't commute on it. I mean, the bike's not even in Northampton, it's in Edinburgh. I do not ride around in the rain. I'm not interested. I don't like it. No fun whatsoever. But when it's nice and dry and warm outside, yo, that bike is the best thing ever, boy. You know what? When I was riding my bike on Saturday, so man's left Edmonton. I'm going on the A10, and I get to the Cineworld Junction on the A10. Yeah. So if you go a little bit further ahead, you get to Krispy Kremes. If you look to your left, you've got Cineworld. I'm on my bike. I'm at the front of the lights. I can hear a motorbike somewhere in the distance, but I thought the bike was coming from like where Ponder's End is, sort of thing. Anyway, as the bike, is getting close to me, I realized, the bike's coming from behind. Because obviously I've got my music in my ears and I've got my helmet on my head, and my exhaust is loud. So it's kind of hard to, judge where sound is coming from sometimes, isn't it? So anyway, this guy has pulled up on my left now, innit? And I clocked like, he was riding a Honda CBR. He had one of them license plates, the number plates that are tucked underneath the tail. So basically, no cameras are picking up on that. But I don't like that shit because, like, I feel like the police will pull me over for having a bike like that. Anyway, whoa. Yo, because I've never liked them Honda CBRs. I think that those bikes are shit. Like, not shit, but I just don't like the way they look. For me, the bike has to look on point. That's why I will never get a Kawasaki Ninja. I would never get a Honda CBR. The GSXRs, they're all right, but I don't like the fact that like the indicators are on the headlights. I think that looks so fucking stupid. So for me, the only bikes that I would get is an R1 Big Bang or S1000 RR or the R6. For me personally, I think the R6 looks the best out of all of them, but it's a 600. Yeah. So you're not going to get the performance that you would with a 1000. But if everything was equal, if the R6 was actually, an R1, but it looked like an R6, so it was an R6 look, but it was an R1 engine, I'd pick the R6. R6 is the best looking bike. There's no other bike that looks better than the R6. But the Ducati, man, it's too thin, it's too slim, man. I like a bike that's a bit more chunky in it. Anyway, this guy's pulled up on the CBR 1000 on my left. Yo, the sound of this exhaust, yeah? So, boom, me and him have took off now. Now, we've sped up now, probably doing like 60 miles an hour, but there's a speed camera. So I just slowed down because it's one of them variable ones. He kept on going in it. Yo, the sound of this fucking bike, I was thinking, yo, because I'm on a hunt for an R1 now, yeah? I'm thinking, yo, I might have to get this bike just from the sound alone, but I just don't rate CBR 1000. I'm not spending my money on a fucking Honda. I know I drive a Honda car. I'm not driving a fucking Honda bike. So, but the sound of the bike, fucking on point. On point. Like this bike, yeah, like when this thing, you just could tell this thing is ready to go. Yeah. Like I usually feel like I'm king of the road when I'm on my bike. Yo, I felt like this big. Yeah. I'm like, yo, there's a big boy in town. The bike was hard, shiny as well. My man cleaned up the bike. My bike was looking dirty because I haven't had the cover on and it's just been getting rained on for weeks and that. So the bike is filthy and that needs to be cleaned. But yeah, this CBR 1000, the way it sounded, the thing is, I didn't even clock what year it was. I wish I had a good look at his number plate to check what year it was, because I don't know, like 014. It could have been a 2010. I don't know what it was, because I only saw the bike from the side and the back. I didn't see it from the front. So. But yeah, I'm coming off now. I'll see you lot next time. Yeah. All right, YouTube man, them. I'm gone. Stay wise.